So this is a floribunda rose, it's called For Your Eyes Only. Unlike a hybrid tea rose, which you would prune quite hard, this one we give a light pruning and take out any crossing branches or anything growing into the center of the plant. So you want to open it up, let that air flow through. That's really important to help prevent black spot, and also aphids love to live in the dense branches. So here you can see we've got this branch in the middle, which is quite old, and it's grown right in the middle of this clump here. I'm tempted to take this whole thing out, and we're going to cut it right down at the bottom. And already you can see it's opened up that part of the plant. And now I'm going to look at any other branches that are growing inwards and take those out. So there's this one here, I'm going to cut that back. I'm going to cut this bit off here because that's also growing into the middle of the plant. We don't want that. Here we've got a broken branch, so that's another thing to get rid of, anything broken or damaged. And here we've got quite a messy part of the plant, so I'm just going to take some of this out. Okay, up here we're going to reduce the height down a little bit, and if you can, try and prune to an outward facing bud. This means that the new shoots will have plenty of space to flower. So where you have multiple stems in one area, you've got quite a strong stem here with shoots at the top. You've got quite another good strong stem on this side, and in the middle you've got one that's a little bit more spindly. So I'd be tempted to take that out just because it will open up the plant and allow some air through. If you've got any dead ends, like down here, we can take those off as well. So okay, this part of the plant is looking a bit better now. We've got rid of some of the cluttering stems, and we've also reduced the height a bit. So now we just basically want to do that across the whole plant. Up here we've got, again, another outward facing bud, quite a strong one. So I would reduce this down to there. There's two stems here, both with quite good buds on them. So I'm going to reduce that back to the bud. Another important thing to do is take out any dead stems. So these will look brown compared to the other stems, so they're quite easy to identify. We're going to take this dead stem right back down to the main branch. And there you go, we want to do that across the whole plant. There's another one here, a little dead stub. So we're going to have a look at this part here now. In the middle of this woody growth, we've got this old stem here. It's got kind of like a brown base to it, and you can see it's been damaged. So it's quite a chunky bit. We're going to take it out, and hopefully that will give the rest of the plant some space to grow. So there you go, you can see it's a really old woody piece that is probably not going to be as productive as the other newer shoots. And now we can work on this bit as well and try and get rid of the crowded shoots. So if we look here, we've actually got two branches that are rubbing up against each other, and over time that will form a wound, and it can weaken the stem and mean that the flowers aren't as strong as they could be. What I think I'm going to do is reduce this lower limb down so that it's not growing into this part of the plant, and just give the plant a bit more space, a bit more freedom to grow. Right in the middle of this plant we've got this kind of stubby old growth, and it's not going to be very productive. So what we're going to do is cut that out and allow the branches next to it to replace it, and that will rejuvenate the shrub and allow for better flowering in the summer. It doesn't want to let go. So you can see it's starting to take shape. We've got a bit more pruning to do on this one, but the general idea is that you want these open forms, these goblet shapes. It's going to allow airflow, and in the summer this will be a profusion of single flowers. They're great for pollinators, and I think it's going to look amazing in the summer after this rejuvenative prune.